This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, not busy with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be happy. Let none deceive another, or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another, even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with their boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to false views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world.
Thank you, Venerable. Sorry about the mess up there.
No, it's probably my fault.
Still lovely to hear you chant. So if we could hand over to you, so usually we have until about 7:30 an explanation of meditation and how to meditate.
Yep.
And then a guided meditation from you for half an hour, and then if we're really lucky, a talk from you for half an hour, but with the option of having some questions towards the end.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'll mute myself, but if you need anything, just let me know and I can come back.
This meeting is being recorded.
Did you hear that? Okay, never mind. Something is being recorded. Okay, nice to see everybody. Even though you're virtually there and I'm virtually here. We virtually, anywhere, everybody's virtually everywhere all the time anyways. There's no, in Buddhism we say there's no really self there. And so we just sort of go through life this virtual reality. We think it's real, and reality is sometimes a bit vague. Like today I was just, I've been, I should be doing this meditation class here and there once in a while, and I've been dodging the bullet sort of quite often now. And the reason being, not that I don't think I can do this or other people don't like me, but I've been quite busy with my building project. We have a new monks' huts we've been just building up in a kilometer down the road down there. And today it's coming to an end now, so I've been just today putting the roofing sheets on, and so I got quite busy with that one. And so, but it's now coming to an end. So Ajahn asked me to do this since I'm a bit not as busy anymore. But anyways, I was busy just today because I've been working all day. We're putting the roofing on, and the roofing is quite important, so get the things under cover. and I felt sort of being asked a bit too much today, because I worked all morning and then all afternoon, and then we have the monks. We actually now Ajahn Brahmali is teaching us the nuns' rules, which are monks supposed to know the nuns' rules as well. So then I was the nuns' rules class, and then I have to teach. So I felt I was asked. It was a bit too much to ask from me today, and so there was this massive sense of what's the word? What's the English word? You feel not exploited, but you self-pity. The pity comes like, I'm such a, I being abused, and others don't do as much as I do, and why do I always get asked, and why is my life so much suffering in my life? You know that feeling? Hopefully it's not just me, so I think everybody feels that. And quite often we add these obstacles in our own life. Like I started this thing that there isn't really, in Buddhism we don't believe in this ultimate self. There is nothing there where you can just point your finger, that is me. But all of these things add into the sense of self. And today I had a really strong sense of self, because I had so much the pity that I think I'm translating from Finnish, my native language, but I think that's the right word when you feel that worth of like, I'm so, like you bring this really strong sense of self from that feeling. And that's real as anything. And that becomes massive obstacle in your just doing simple things, just talking to yous. For me, like teaching here meditation, it's not a big thing, but once I start thinking about it and and feeling this strong sense of self comes up, and comparing yourself to others and all those things, it brings this this really strong sense of self. And the more sense of self you have, the more you have to protect. The more there is more of this kind of this whole world revolves around you. And the more difficult everything becomes, and the more there is for you to lose. So when you're just giving things out of, let's say you're in a really happy mood and you're doing something really nice to other. You go and buy them a nice ice cream. Just something nice. That is you giving out of your goodness of your heart, and you really think, may my friend and my partner, whoever, my dog enjoy this nice ice cream. It's nothing. And you can do many things. You can do put a lot of effort in life if you come from a place of just selfless giving. But sometimes it doesn't just happen that way. And I would say a lot of times it doesn't happen that way. Life is, sometimes it feels like this one big uphill battle. At least it's my world, it's like that. And the more sense of self you have, the more uphill battle it is sometimes. I don't know why, but ever since childhood, I've had this thing where I've had this idea of myself that I want to sacrifice myself. When I do something for the family or whatever it is, I come from farm, and I remember just thinking about it yesterday. We were doing it's a springtime. I remember one springtime, so my father was busy, so he asked us to plow the field. So my brother said he didn't want to do it, so I'm thinking I go to the tractor and I'm gonna plow the fields night and day. I'm just until I get this done, and so we can see we were growing potatoes, so put the potatoes in the ground, and there's this really strong sense of self that, I sacrifice, it's me, I'm doing this, yes, I'm this, and, it becomes this great thing, like you losing yourself into this effort, and it becomes this, you grading your sense out of that kind of feeling. And there's a lot of things. This is just one example of feelings. There could be things like you beat yourself down. It's you're depressed, and it's me. I'm in this depression. I'm struggling, and even though everything is going well, and you're just like, oh well, I don't really feel depressed today, but it's like, oh, it's in there. It's me. I'm this person, and maybe things are going well, and sometimes you feel like you want to punish yourself, or you want to do something that that feeling comes out of there. I know a friend of mine recently just really trashed himself out of, and for me, I felt that he was almost punishing himself because everything was just going well for him. He went and did something really stupid, so he could feel that it's like, oh, it's me. I'm always been like this, and my family always treated me this way. And even though you're hurting yourself, but that is your identity. Your identity is stuck in so many places, whether it's sacrificing for others, or whether, like I said, you feel guilty about something. Why don't you just let go of that guilt? Quite often you don't want to. Or sense of loss. If you break a relationship or something, you want to carry that feeling with you. I mean, I remember the loss of breaking heart when my girlfriend left me, or many of them, and you carry that for so long. Until, there's that classic case where people get into new relationships so they can forget the previous one. And it becomes part of you. It's the storyline of you. So why do you have to carry that storyline with you? There's nobody telling you have to do it, but you insist that I need to do this. I am this person. I grew up in this environment, and so that's people who come from this kind of background do. I don't deserve this thing. I don't. And why did I today? Why did I felt so strong that I'm sacrificing myself because I'm working all morning and I'm working all afternoon, and then I have to go to the Vinaya class, and then I have to do this Armadale Meditation Group. Why do I have to do it? But if you take, Ajahn Brahm has this thing, if you take all of those sentences, just take the I off, even then, just that, it makes it slightly bit easier. I want to get enlightened. Well, take the I off and the want off, and enlightenment is there. He always said, but these are just, sometimes they're a bit silly, and you don't think it means that much, and sometimes it doesn't resonate. But try to see that sometimes as a little bit of an outsider. See your little things which, tick your box. Because it's not always other people ticking your little boxes, pushing the buttons. You are pushing your buttons. Stop pushing your buttons. Nobody's telling you have to push those buttons of yours. sometimes it's good to have a little bit of distance to that and just like, oh, come on, I'm doing that again. Why am I doing that again? And that's why sometimes meditation helps. Why do we meditate? Meditation sometimes is just that it gives us a little bit of distance to me and this person who's just there sitting. And sometimes people say it's, oh, I cannot meditate. And that is that thing where you are there. When we try to lessen a little bit the sense of self, it becomes easier and easier. I have been meditating now for quite a while, and I've been in the monastery a bit 10.5 years now, so I should know how to meditate, but I don't, to be honest. Only this is, I don't want to beat Ajahn Brahm's teaching too much, but it's that loop. There is a truth in there that when I starts disappearing, the meditation starts kicking in. When Mudito is there, I'm telling you, it's a massive suffering. It's you don't want to be me, and I'm sure I don't want to be you either. I'm sure if I would, step in your shoes, I don't think it would be so much joy in your life where I could just sit down. Oh, I'm Yvonne, I'm Becky, I'm Helen, I'm Gabby, Maggie, whoever it is in gym in Germany where I could just sit down and the meditation is great, and I can just go to the outside and smile, and the sun is suddenly all bright when I'm in Chris's shoes. If I'm Doug and I'm in Byford, and then it's so good that life is just happens to me. I don't think your life is so much better than mine, and to be honest, I think my life is really good. I'm a monk. How bad can it be? It's actually pretty good. I don't have a lot of responsibilities, even though I have sometimes, but the more you carry this strong sense of self into that meditation, the harder it becomes. So why can't we meditate? Why can't I meditate? Why can't you meditate? Because you carry that thing in the meditation. So I was going to carry now, if I go back to my kuti, I was going to carry feeling guilty, feeling abused, feeling all of those feelings into my cushion. To be honest, I would have done that most likely, but now I see your beautiful faces and I have to teach, so I'm a bit upbeat, as you see. So I feel nice, and it's actually one of the ways to lessen this kind of feelings is to give. And that's one of the Buddha's key teachings, is to giving lessens the sense of self, and it gives you happiness. So if you're feeling really down, try to remember, I should give, I should help somebody, I should say a nice word to somebody, and then that uplifts you. That lessens that kind of those yucky feelings. Have a meditation group where you teach, and you find out that teaching is a great way to learn how to meditate yourself. Teaching is a great way to, because you have to put the effort, and this is this effort of giving. This really uplifts your mind. If I would be now, I'm telling you, in that forest hut of mine there, in there, and I was sitting in darkness, and I would probably feel way worse. But since I see you, I feel so much better. So that feeling, I'm not now carrying it into this meditation. So hopefully I uplifted your mind, but I don't care really, because I feel better. But so it is nice. Giving is really nice. And all of those things. So what brings distance? Giving to others. Actually even seeing your storyline sometimes, as like Ajahn Brahm has that story of seeing your the thing on the screen where you see that when you once in a while you're watching when you're in the movies and you see the screen and all of a sudden you're not in the storyline, you see that it's just moving pictures. And one of the reasons I remember when we were going to, I'm sorry by the way, I'm very active. Sometimes I was told off that I shouldn't be moving around so much, but it's me, what can I do? I remember when I was, when you're in school and you have to go to like theater and you see people, doing that play there. For me, I hated it. I absolutely hated going to theaters. When you're in the school, I didn't, my family never go to theaters, but in the school, because I could not get into that play. I could not sort of get sucked into that storyline. I would just see people randomly moving there in the stage. And for me, it was so confusing, what, when you're a little kid, and it's sort of like, I remember I was like, I just go to the theater, get depressed. I'm like, what's the point of this? Why are we here? Well, anyways, so, sideline. But try to see the story of your life like an outsider sometimes a little bit. See what can lessen that sense of self sometimes. How can you have a little bit of distance to that? I don't know how now to give too many things now, but I said giving is a one thing. Seeing, by the way, my name is Mudito. You know what Mudito means? It means somebody who sees happiness on other people's happiness. So if you see, it doesn't have to be people. You see a happy dog, and you see a dog and you just smile. And that is, you're getting smile from that happy dog into yourself. So that's happiness. That's how then you don't feel that really strong sense of self, because you're just feeling that feeling of happiness. And sometimes people ask, what are these deeper stages of meditation? What are they? How do they feel? I was just recently teaching some kids, and they said, oh, enlightenment, we've been taught about in our school, enlightenment, and then one of the kids said, so what does it really feel, enlightenment? What does it really feel like? And kids, I love kids' questions, because they come from a different angle, and they want to really feel things, and they ask different, not so technical questions, what does it really feel like, that enlightenment? And maybe not going that far, but what does it feel like even to get a little bit of deepest meditations? Everything is always, you get deeper and deeper happiness. How do you know your meditation is going well to begin with? Is that happiness builds on happiness. And what kind of happiness? We have different names for these happinesses. We have things like contentment is a really high happiness. That is really, you're already going really well in your meditation when you're very content. That's a high happiness. You are content just being here. And see, when you're content, you don't think of your things too much. Yourself, the sense of self is disappearing. There's just the contentment. And the contentment grows and grows. And like today we have Upekkha here from Adelaide, or Upeksha. Maybe it's, I don't know if you spell it with S, but it could be Upekkha. Upekkha is that's a very, very, it's a deeper and deeper happiness where your mind is calmer and calmer, and the calmness it just sucks you in, because it's this kind of, it's not like you're trying to aim somewhere. It's that happiness sucks you in. So even in the beginning of meditation, when we start meditating, hopefully soon, you start meditating and the breath starts appearing, because nothing else is moving in your mind. The sense have started to disappear, and the breath starts appearing, and the breath gets this happiness in that breath. And the breath becomes this so appealing, then you don't try to look where the breath is. The breath is disappearing, or where is it? But there's this kind of like this almost like ecstatic feeling coming, like you look the breath, and it's just like, wow, this is beautiful, the beauty builds on beauty. So what does enlightenment feel like? It feels like you're so content. You are so, the peace is so profound at the end there, where I cannot say whether I know these things or not, but even in a meditation, it's just in the beginning, it's happiness builds on happiness. What's meditation? We should get happier and happier and happier. And then we have those different names for those happinesses in the suttas, and then the Buddha gave descriptions. And when we find those, oh, I was in that happy place. Then I went deeper, and that bliss appeared. And then this bliss disappeared. And then I went to that, I don't know, awesome place. So you get deeper and deeper into the happiness. That's how you know your meditation is going well. So let's try to get happy. Okay? Ready? Get a really comfortable position. Oh, how nice it is to meditate. Oh, it's so blissful to be here. I've been busy running around all day. I was feeling angry, I was feeling guilty, I was feeling used, okay, hang on. Let's try to lessen the sense of self. While you are thinking of your mind, let's try to shift the attention into your body instead. The body is still yours, but doesn't really belong to you. So give all the kindness and happiness to your body. Relax your body, make sure it's very comfortable. That's why we don't have to sit cross-legged if you don't feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable, that's good. So make sure your whole body is relaxed. Relax, relax. Feel like you are grounded on your seat. Like you were planted there. We had one Japanese teacher who I studied some time, and we have actually one of our monks who was his student, and one of his saying is that when you sit, we sit like a frog. Frogs don't think they sit, they just sit. So we're sitting like we are frogs. Just happy to be here. We're like a pig in the mud. You are happy to sit in this mud. It's nice and soft mud. Everything is supporting your body. It's nice and warm, comfortable. And you look your feet. Let's start from your left feet. We make sure that the left foot, the whole foot, we don't do a whole body scan, but just quickly make sure that the left foot going up to the knee and towards the pelvis is nice and comfortable and soft. You give it nice softness, kindness. As if it was your friend, your good friend. Your whole left leg is your good friend who you want to relax. to go over the pelvis into your right leg. And we make sure your right leg is your best friend, where you want to give kindness. Thank you, legs. You were my good friends today. You carried me into places. Now it's time to relax. Now we go from your pelvis up to your stomach. And just breathe calmly into your stomach. There's no need to carry tension in your stomach. Make sure your whole digestion is relaxing. Finally, I can just relax, relax. And your whole back is resting against your chair or the wall or the cushion. And your back is resting nice and relaxed. And the bottom of the back going up, make sure there's no tight spots in your back. And if there is, just let it be. Don't try to change it. There's pain in your back. It is what it is. Don't get angry at it. Be kind towards it. And your shoulders, make them drop, droop, relax. Give them kindness. Oh, we carry the world on our shoulders all day, but not now. Now we are relaxing our shoulders. And both of your hands resting on your lap or cushion, wherever they're resting, make sure they are soft. They did so many things for us today and all week. Now it's time to let them rest, however they are. And your whole body, hopefully it's starting to feel like it's soft clay. It's not yours, you're just giving it kindness. And your neck, make sure your neck is, oh, I'm noticing my neck has a lot of tension. Oh, I worked hard today, my neck is sore. Oh, may my neck be just soft. Give it kindness. And whatever position your neck wants to take, if it wants to stretch a little bit, oh, let it stretch. Oh, I must have worked hard today, putting the roof on, helping others. Oh, my neck. Oh, let it be soft. Give it kindness. And the whole head, let it rest softly on that shoulder, on your neck, on your... And the head is up, held by almost like this invisible hook from the air. And now draw the attention to your face. Make sure you give kindness to your facial muscles. Make sure your face is soft. Make sure it's kind. You deserve it. You deserve to be loved. You have a beautiful face. Feel it. Feel what beautiful face feels like. You're just happy to be here. You're content. This body is just sitting on the cushion, being supported by itself. It's not yours. Enjoy this body of yours. While you're enjoying this moment, this space, there might be a time when the breath appears. Let it come if it comes. If not, just enjoy this moment. Every moment changes. How beautiful it's just to be in this moment. If you are lost somewhere, find the most pleasant place in this body or even in this world you are in. Just try to find what is the most enjoyable place in this reality. Don't go wandering looking for it. Feel it. This feeling will keep you in this moment. It doesn't have to be in your body, it could be feeling outside of you. Look for it. That feeling will keep you in this moment. Grow it. Happiness starts growing from that. Again, if you get lost, feel, don't try to think your way. Feel the space, your body. Feel this moment. Be here. the softness in your mind. Feel the lack of care of outside world. It's a nice feeling. To be able to rest. We are coming to the end of the meditation shortly. Remember that this is important. It's important to learn how to relax and enjoy yourself. This is what it means when we take care of ourselves. I will ring the gong now for 3 times. If you wish, you can come out of the meditation. You can continue if you also like, sitting there enjoying your peace. Wow, that was certainly nice. Wow, that was good. Right, now I'm supposed to talk. That's not going to be easy. Sorry, I'm quite relaxed. What should I talk about? US politics? No. Australian politics? No. COVID? Garfield? No. Buddhist teaching? Yes. Oh, right. What have I learned recently? I was just doing, Ajahn Brahm was doing a Zoom talks this weekend to Buddhist Society of Victoria. I hope you're here. Maybe I left my thing. Yeah, it was Ajahn Brahm and I was supposed to go to Melbourne Thursday, and as you know what happened. The borders got closed on Friday, so we didn't go to Melbourne. We got business ticket. What a disappointing. I was hoping flying business. That would be nice. I mean, it's a short, but it's, we don't fly in business, so it was nice. So I was helping Ajahn Brahm to do his his Zoom talks. Instead of, because he was supposed to give the live talks there in Melbourne, so he just did these Zoom talks. They were really nice. He gave quite a few interesting things. He's got so much energy. I think he did 4 talks in one day for different groups. We have I'm sort of part of the Buddhist Society Victoria as well, as being a building monk. We're building over there as well, so we're building a retreat center now there. We have a monastery, it's called Newbury Buddhist Monastery. I was there actually 2 years before I got back here a year ago, and now I got a building project here. But anyway, so we have a building project there now. We're building a retreat center there. So he gave a few talks about that, and he was teaching the teenagers and our youth group and all those things. And it's so nice to be in the same room with Ajahn Brahm and see how much joy and energy he's got. And I think that's why I feel quite nice as well after this weekend. It was really pleasant to be in his office and helping him teach, and different groups. You know, you have to relate differently to different people. Like you're teaching the teenagers, and Ajahn Brahm said that he felt beforehand that teaching the teenagers was going to be the most difficult thing, because it's hard to relate to teenagers when you have, I guess, straight after you're not a teenager anymore, you forget. And teaching children and teenagers, when you're teaching your own age group, and I think older people as well, it's easier to maybe relate to what's happening in the world. But young people, sometimes it's a bit difficult. But he did a good job, and it was really, really uplifting. And one of the things what I've noticed that then that where he gets his energy, Ajahn Brahm, when we forget. He's not a youngster anymore. It's his 70th birthday coming, but physically he's not super agile anymore. He's panting when he's walking up the stairs. But he's got an enormous amount of energy which comes from happiness of his mind. And we as a monk, and you probably as a layperson, we tend to forget what are the important things in life. And happiness is actually one of those things which it's interesting enough that we forget. And we forget that happiness sort of lies inside of yourself. And you can actually create your own happiness. And that's why it's so important that we have teachers like Ajahn Brahm, and hopefully I can convey that message a little bit as well. I certainly try always to put effort when I do teaching and all that, but not that I try to cram so much wisdom into my teachings or try to give people information. I try to convey that idea that, look, don't forget that the happiness is in this moment. It's in the things you do. And if you just remember that, why meditation is such a big part of that, and we tend to quite often sit without forgetting that fact that we are actually supposed to get happier while we meditate. And there's we have the retreat center here in Jhana Grove, just down the road there, and we're building a new retreat center, like I said, in Newbury in Victoria. People sometimes they think they have a deep experience of meditation, and then they come and they have this kind of blank face. Yeah, well, I had this meditation experience. It wasn't that interesting, they're not very interested. And straight away you see, no, that's not what meditation is supposed to be. I don't think you had that really deep experience. Sure, sometimes you think you have these insights coming. But quite often they don't really mean that much, to be honest. To really, if you really have insights into these things, you realize that a lot of things you can just forget about it. Same with like what this enlightenment is. It's the Buddha got enlightened and he realized there's nothing here to be hold on to. A lot of things you hold on to, they actually drag you down. The more you hold into things, the more weight, ballast you add into your life. Just recently, my mom and dad moved again. We, like I said earlier, we have my internet connection unstable. Sorry about that, hopefully it works. My mom and dad moved now from the farm I grew up in, and my brother now took over the farm. And the amount of stuff they accumulated over the years is staggering. And you all know how it works. How much do you really need in your life? It's not that much. But it's not just the physical things. Try to lessen the baggages, the ballast from your own mind. And how do you do that? I said earlier, giving is one of the big teachings of what the Buddha was teaching, and that is actually what actually lessens that ballast load of yours, where your balloon can go higher. And the more you lessen those kind of ballasts of what's holding you down, you know what it is. Sometimes you know it, but you really don't want to let it go, because then what's left? You might be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just chuck it out. I don't mean now that you're going to leave your family behind and become a monastic. Obviously that is a big sense of letting go and giving up. You give up your money and you sort of give up your family. We are a big part of... Hang on, I should call my mom's birthday's today. I have to call my mom. Not giving up my mom. I just realized the 1st of June is my mom's birthday. Almost forgot. Good that my mind reminded. So straight after this I have to call my mom. So you don't have to give up your, other people's birthdays and this and that. No, actually those things, they actually give happiness into your life. But as a Buddhist, when you have a birthday, you don't actually receive gifts, we give gifts. And that's an interesting concept in the sense that why as a birthday, you celebrate and you're supposed to get gifts. If you get gifts, do you really feel that uplifted, that, oh, it's so nice, I got this gift and all that? It really dissipates really quickly. But when you give, that memory really stays a long, long time in your mind. Take care of your dog, your children, your grandchildren, your mother, all of those things. Those are the things which stay in your mind. And those are the things you will also remember when you are about to pass away. And also in a sense, all of these kind of meditations, sometimes people ask like, why should I meditate? And what's the point of this? It's almost like a silly question. Why do you brush your teeth? Do you have okay, maybe it is there to sort of, you don't get cavities. But do you really have a goal of why you're brushing your teeth? You don't have a goal when you wake up in the morning and brush your teeth. You just brush your teeth because that's what you do. You don't have a goal. There's no really, it was like, I'm going to have perfect teeth when I brush my teeth. I'm going to have the really wide teeth, and then this girl will like me, and everybody sees my smile. We're like, but you're adding too many things into it. You brush your teeth because you brush your teeth. You just keep them clean. Same with meditation. Meditation is like brushing your teeth. You just sit there because why not? It's just, it's almost like brushing your mind. Maybe there is benefits there. Maybe your mind is more relaxed. Maybe your mind is clearer because of that. You don't have to go to the psychiatric ward so often. You don't have to see your shrink that many times a week when you meditate. It's thinking at last like brushing your teeth. Don't have too many goals in your meditation. Look, and then if you don't see benefits now, next week, a month, maybe not even 10 years, it doesn't matter. Where you absolutely will see the benefits, it's when you die. When you are dying, I would say rather. Dying is a process, as we all know. It's not a moment. But at least, if you don't anywhere else, you're going to meditate for 30 years and nothing happens. Damn it! Why are we doing this? Don't worry about it. There will, some point, you will get some benefits out of it. And if you're thinking about it as, let's say, you're lessening the sense of self even for 5 minutes, there is that relaxation, which hopefully you felt. I definitely felt really nice now. I could feel my stomach opening, and my neck felt slightly less sore after screwing so many screws doing that roofing today. There's a benefit in that. And don't forget, if you don't forget all of those little benefits we get, it becomes important. It becomes a little bit more something you want to do instead of turning on the telly and eating ice cream. I mean, there's happiness there. But then, are you really, really feeling good afterwards? I don't know. Maybe you do. Eat ice cream, watch telly. I don't care. Meditate. But, so, that's why we need to meditate. I have no idea if any of that makes sense, but boy, I feel good. So please ask questions. Everybody's muted. Everybody's coming back in live, very good.
Yeah, thank you, Venerable. Quite a few of us turned our videos off because we knew there was some little problems with the connection. So
do you see me? Is it because it says unstable? So you are squinting? Do you see me? Do you hear me?
Yeah. So yeah, we see you. It's just the sound keeps coming in and out a little.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah. Wow.
But that was fun to talk. So thank you. And a lovely meditation.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? It was nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, I felt it. I don't know. I feel good.
Well, I also like the fact that you're animated, so don't believe the person you complain. Quite refreshing.
Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, Carol is saying something. Thank you. Great talk. Honest and real. Feel real. Relaxed. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Carol, Rachel, you should ask a question. I don't think so. When somebody starts, we have about 10 minutes. So you ask something, and then somebody else will ask.
Well, we've got some people who took the 5 precepts for the first time with Ajahn Brahm.
Right.
At Waisak Day. So I was wondering if they wanted to ask anything about keeping the 5 precepts or how to help themselves in doing that rather than me.
Who took 5 precepts of yours? Anybody?
So,
one, yep. Chris took in Osaka, yep. Chris took it. And David, yep.
So how about Chris? would you like, was there anybody else? Chris in Japan, would you like to ask a question, given that you were at Waisak and taking the 5 precepts, for which we congratulate you and thank you?
Well done.
Well, yeah, I think your talk this evening was wonderful because, I sort of feel like I should do this and I should do that, but really the reality is it's not like that. It's as you said, it's that sense of self and suffering that we often carry, well, I often carry with me. And it's just so nice to hear that from you, directly from you, because it just means that I'm normal. You know what I mean? And also, I'm a teacher, and as a teacher, I often go, I don't want to teach. I really don't want to teach. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this today. And then suddenly I get my audience in front of me, and suddenly it's beautiful.
Right.
So it was so nice to see that coming through from you as well tonight. It was just beautiful. So thank you very much, Ajahn. Thank you very, very much.
Very good.
It was a beautiful gift.
Thank you.
Sure.
It is nice to teach. Really is sometimes that it really uplifts you, like you said. Yeah.
Was there anybody else who took the 5 precepts on
David
Sunday?
did, yeah.
At Waisak?
David? Anybody
I
else?
can't see everybody on my gallery, so you might have to say yes. Chris, well done. I thought there were about 3.
With only one thing I want to say with the 5 precepts. Why do we keep? Why did Buddha give these things? And today I was in the nuns. We were teaching because we need, as a monk, you need to know what we call the parimokkha, the different rules for monks and nuns, and why monks have a lot of rules and nuns have a lot of rules. It protects us. It's not like we need to have a lot of rules that it sort of restricts us. There's that protection what comes from keeping rules, or precepts. As good translation is the 5 precepts. We don't give you 5 precepts and don't do that. We don't have commandments. 5 commandments. Don't drink alcohol. Otherwise you go to hell. Yeah, well, look, that's why we don't call them commandments. We call them training precepts. So the precepts sort of they keep you safe. All of us, we know there is sort of kind of I don't know, happiness, but there's sort of ecstatic feelings when you're drinking or taking other drugs and stuff. But then what this harmony comes out of it, it's really, there is a long consequences what comes out of those things. So that's why it's almost like you have to think them as they protect you. Obviously, the alcohol, I think, is one of those things where people sometimes like, why do I have to Buddhist? Why should I do that? People understand, like, lying is understandable, not killing is understandable. But then you come into these kind of things like the alcohol is quite often, and people want to do that. But if you think about it as like, really, is it really bringing me happiness? Is it really, there's a lot of, joy to be, gained from that. Then you start seeing that why it's one of the precepts. But precepts training precepts should be there to protect your mind, keep it nice and calm, and then you can meditate. There's a sort of happiness of letting go, to having a mind which is, you don't have to doubt yourself. That's why lying, for example, would be there, or all of those things. So. And other people trust you. They know when you're a good person. Then they sort of kind of trust, and that's a beautiful thing, being in the circles I'm associating with like not just monks and nuns, but lay people, because I can trust people. I know there's people might not be always in the best of mood, but at least I can trust everybody. So you give a gift of so people can trust you. Yeah, that's one of the things why we would be good to give the 5 training precepts. I don't know. Doesn't.
Thank you.
Not to use harsh words. Yeah, I mean, Upeka is right, Peksha, that she said that in addition, it's good, you know, that with the not to use harsh words or gossip always. Why are the two not included in the 5 precepts? I think. Why the harsh words and gossip is not included in 5 precepts? Why is it then comes later on in the precepts? I don't know. Maybe these 5 precepts are more general. I mean, it's always said that the words can lead you into a lot of disharmony. So 5 precepts, they are more like a lot of the. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't really have nothing coming to my mind now why there. But definitely you can create a lot of disharmony in the world by just even gossiping. It's really not a good thing to do. Stray away from gossip.
Any other person who was taking the 5 precepts, or anybody who has any questions about the 5 precepts? I know for me, I was just saying the other day about the precepts, Venerable, but I think they actually make life easier. I don't have to make decisions that made. I don't have to wonder about whether to have a drink. No, I don't have a drink. I don't have to wonder about things. I go, no, that decision's made. That makes it easy. To me, it makes life easy.
That's a beauty being a monk, because there's so little things I can decide. I can't decide what to eat today. It's like what people bring. I can't decide what to put on. I put my robes on. I love it. I hate to go to the restaurant and people sometimes they give me a menu. I said, I can't decide. Just bring me something. It's just after a while, you become mentally lazy. It's like, I don't want to decide anything. Decision making is horrible. I think, there's that, I read, was it? I can't remember where, I don't think it's Daniel Coleman, but they done these things where they research on psychology where if you give people a lot of options, they really don't want to choose any of them. That's the obvious wonder where they realize that they give people a lot of options to choose with. It was done in the United States with the different what do you call you have to take a insurance. So different kinds of insurances. There's all these like little things you have to decide whether I take this. And if you give people 30 options, they end up not doing selecting any of them. But if you give them 1, 2, 3, well then you can decide. So it must be horrible. You go to grocery store and there's 50 different kind of cereals and 20 orange juice. Must be absolute horrendous. Whereas for me, I go and there's breakfast and there's cereals and I take or don't take. I have 2 choices. So yeah, deciding is actually it's quite hard. So I feel for you. Okay, we have nice and quietness. Okay, yes.
Could I just say one more thing? Thank you very much. I've lived in Laos for a lot of my time, and I've also lived in Japan for a lot of my life. And through the teachings that you are all sharing as monks, I've come to understand how the Lao people, the Japanese people that I know, have taken these teachings on as though they are really part of just living.
Part of the life.
And it's sort of things like, don't think too much. Stop thinking. You're making weights for your mind by thinking. And it took me a long time just because I thought, well, yes, people don't like to think because we like to think, and you know, we have something better going because we like to think so much. And it's these thoughts have just all come together for me very much through the teachings that the monks are sharing. So thank you very, very much for that. For me personally, it's been a very beautiful journey to encounter what is happening in Perth.
Very good, yeah.
In Western Australia, because it's just consolidated a whole area of my life so beautifully. So thank you.
That's good, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for. I'm happy to be here. That's true, and that's true. That's a good point, Chris. Don't take your thoughts too seriously. Don't think, put too much value on them. It's one of those things. Once in a while, it just okay. Well, I don't need to think so much. It's actually, I ask sometimes. Once I asked Ajahn Brahm, "Do you think a lot?" He said, "No, I don't really think that much. If I have to, I think, but if I don't think that much." And it comes from somebody like Ajahn Brahm. You can see it's like, okay, he's telling you something.